All right. Well, we're going to wait just a second here. Hopefully the audio is working. Tonight the GoPro is not working. So we'll deal with that in just a minute. And we'll just wait. This is where the bigger YouTubes would have like music and memes, but I have not music nor memes. So we'll just continue on. Stand by. And while we're doing that, we're really trying to see if we can get the doggone GoPro to start. And that is becoming quite the challenge this evening, is to get the GoPro going. Otherwise, good evening. And it is post-Huntsville. And it being post-Huntsville, we'll talk a little bit about yep, we have that too. It would be nice if I could afford a studio. But at any rate, Huntsville was great this year. We had a fun time, and our #1 fan is already here tonight. Look at that crown. Oh, check this out. We have a delivery. That's why the dogs barked. I'm not drinking Diet Mountain Dew tonight. Not a sponsor in either way you look at it. And tonight on the side, I've got Billy over here. Cheers, Billy. Cheers, Billy. There we go. We're on this high-def camera tonight. So we are talking about a little bit about what we're going to do to the Quansheng tonight. That's where I really wish the GoPro would work, but so be it. And we have a second one, and we're going to show you how we program these. This one is fresh out of the box and is just stock firmware for... Yeah, see, you can't even see the screen because of the camera. There we go. So, stock firmware. What we're going to do is we are going to get this thing with the IJV mod. And it looks similar. Okay, so this is kind of funny. I have it on, if I can get it right, 18070. It's picking up the NOAA weather radio. So that's kind of fun. That's probably illegal to play, but oh, we have a thumb. So I don't know why Billy was afraid to get on camera. Is there any reason?
No.
Okay, no reason. He's just going to be the man of mystery this evening. So to program the Quansheng, this guy, you're going to need one extra thing, and that is you need the programming cable. And Eddie, KO4NLL, who he's not an official member of the channel through the correct channels, but Eddie and Billy support this channel locally. And they do a lot. Like, even my sister is supporting by keeping us awake for about another hour. What we're going to do is show you how to program this thing. So, let's see, there's a text coming in. I don't see the stream. Where will it be? Well, my guy, it is my channel. So, PP Man packed up his stuff. He said he was going to go watch the stream. My Chanel is what we're going to tell him. And shoot, maybe we're not streaming. I don't know. Did you find it?
It's on there.
He says it's on there. So if we go to the internet, we are going to go to the IJV. So you'll see everything that I go to on this once I bring it up. We are going to fire up the old web. So here we go. And we still have sound. I worked that out. I've gotten better on that front. But as far as getting the GoPro going, it said, nope, you're not going to get a close-up of this at all. But there are other videos out there that have done some of the stuff that we've done. So what I did to find the IJV, I saw it on a YouTube. I am I am not an expert on this kind of stuff, but I looked up IJV 2.95. If you want anything higher than version 2.95, you have to open the radio and use your soldering iron or something to remove a chip. And I don't want to do that. So 2.95 is the latest version, and you download that firmware by clicking here. And I believe I already have this, but we're gonna do it anyway. So we're gonna hit save. And now this is the part that I can't show you because guess what? Hey, Mike, has anyone seen my mic? Mike, you're here, Mike. Good to see you, Mike. And you also have a blue crown that says #1. So thank you guys. That means you participate. I'm going to add another channel that is just display capture. And you might wind up seeing some of the background of what I got going on when I do switch over to this. But we'll show you what happens. So get ready for epic. Hey, there was OBS Studio. So when I downloaded this firmware, it goes to a folder right here. And so we're going to open that. And we're going to go to extract all. And we're going to save it as firmware IJV. And the reason that it's not showing up, even though I've already done this with my radio, is that I had it in a different folder. It's definitely in a different folder somewhere. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to follow the directions. So we're going to look up IJV 2.95 manual. And there it is. And when you, let's see, Universarius, that is not where it is. So let's go find the documentation installation guide. You just go to Universarius. And the first firmware stopped at 2.9 R5. So the second one, you have to do some soldering, but we are going to Manuel Firmware IJV version 2.95. We're going to click right here. And I got to give it to you. This has a wonderfully written manual. It has everything you need. So you have the official links. You have their firmware, which I believe we just downloaded. And now, these programs must be installed. And this is why I have not just web browser in, but I have to find them. So there's K5PROG. Uh-oh. Guess what? I'm just going to download it again because I don't know where I... Wait, what are you doing? So we're going to put KPROG right there. That's one thing that we're going to need. You're going to do your backup, and then you're going to use UV tools for flashing. And I'm going to open that in the new window. And that's how we're going to flash it. Look at there, straight from the web. It's called Easy Zoomer. I always say Easy Goomer because that sounds better. Okay. Now that we've done that, let's see. Was that zipped up or was that just the EXE? Boop. So, we have this open. Let me check and see. Anybody here? Anybody here? I see PP Man's here. Okay, we are going to plug this into the open USB port on our computer. And then you're going to take and plug it into the side of your Quansheng. And Billy does not have this on here yet, so we're going to make it happen. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to find the serial port. I believe it's, let's see. Radio in user mode. So the way to get your radio out of user mode is to hold the PTT and turn it on. And then we can try to read the radio. Let's see. Let's see what happens. When the light's on, that's when you're ready to go. Okay. The first thing that you want to do is click Read Configuration. Oh, snap. I forgot. Wrong order. It says whilst not. Read your configuration while you just turn it on, whilst not pushing the button. Okay, save your config, and I'm saving this. Listen, I think I put this somewhere because I have somebody else's old crap. Man, y'all had to sit here and look at how I name stuff. Oh, there it is. So I have Whiskey One. Oh, because I already did it for him once. So this is the configuration. And this will be Y. Might as well make it Z for the camo. And hit save. Save it somewhere where you can find it in case you need the config. Then read your calibration. And this is Whiskey 1 Wild Dr. Houston Zulu calibration, and save that. Now we're almost there. I mean, this is how daggum easy this really is to do. So you turn the radio off. Then you hold the PTT button, and then you turn the radio back on. Now, all of this is in these instructions, and really, I don't think you have to be too scared of it. But now what we're going to do is write the firmware. So we're going to click on Write the Firmware. And then here is firmware right there. IJV 2.95 binary. We're going to click Open. Look at it go. I'm going to flash y'all. Better put your sunglasses on. Now they tell you when this is done that you should reset the radio. I didn't do that with mine because I barely used it. So I'm wondering what happens this time with Billy's not being used either. Now version 3 is pretty cool. It has a whole lot more stuff, but you have to change out a memory chip, a storage chip. And it goes from, I think, 8K to 16K or something like that. I mean, I'm about to do some dangerous things with my rig in just a minute. But that's it. Now, to be able to show you, this is where it would have been real fantastic to have the GoPro working, because it would show you a closer view of what I'm about to do. It involves a soldering iron, tiny parts, and a little piece of blue wire. All right, we're done here. Goodbye. Goodbye. All right, good job. We did it. If you want to read the rest of the manual, there is quite a bit of stuff that you can view here. But the reason that I'm doing this modification tonight is if you scroll down this menu to the CW part, and if I knew exactly how far down the list to go, I would have already gone there, but I'm trying to look for the picture. And I passed it. Isn't that fantastic? I freaking passed it. I'm looking for a specific picture. It's just before this, I believe. Okay, this is making me feel kind of stupid because I know it's here. Well, I guess I can feel stupid because it's right there. See, it shows you all the stuff on the display. It shows you single VFO, which is how you get to your gigahertz, which is not all that impressive. When you transmit on gigahertz, it's probably like a milliwatt. Function keys, everything associated with F. I was doing an activation. We were playing. I accidentally hit feature or function 6, and that turned off the transmit. And I was like, no, I can't figure out what I did because I haven't read the freaking manual. Okay, there's scanning. Partial scan. RF gain, frequencies above a gigahertz, which, yes, it will do. Power output, CW, this is the picture. So this does work. I had one, I made it. I used what was it that I made, Billy? I done forgot. Side swiper. I asked Billy and then I answered his own question. I made a side swiper that I used with it, and it was fine and dandy. But I went to go make another cable for it because I wanted to split the headphone out. And I said, you know what? I watched one of the Russells, Josiah Russell, at Hamfest, Huntsville Hamfest. I watched him use a straight key, and he just plugged it straight in. He didn't have to use what you see on the screen right there. And I said, you know what? When I get home, I'm just going to do that. So let's get you back to the regular camera now, which you're going to see some of the background stuff, and you're going to see me take display capture off and put the PC camera back on, and then we're going to get back to where we belong. All right, good deal. So, thank you, Mike, for telling me that I passed it again. Yeah, we've been playing with a lot of keys here lately. In fact, Billy just brought a key over. Where's your green one? It should be right behind you. He went to American Moors. This is what one of the guys is sending CW. He's got it somehow attached. See? Look at that green one. It's like a little camel. You know what? This is how awesome of a streamer I am. There's a green screen, and I can see through the key. That's, man, I'm an idiot. Okay, but he got us some keys, and somehow the guy has it on the back. I don't know if he's got it Velcro to the back, but that is one way to send code from this radio. You just have your little jumper cable and send it over. So definitely the CW key. These are cute little CW keys for sure. And let's see what's next. All right, so the next thing that we have to do is we've got to take this thing apart. Oh, that kid's dressed. All right, good deal. So you do have to take the cap off. Don't worry, it just slides right off. Look at that. So you won't hurt anything by trying to slide that off. Then you do have to take the ham antenna off. So we will take the ham antenna off. Now, there in one of the tutorials that we watched, they removed the ring around the posy, but we don't have to do that. It just happens. Now, tactically, you do have to remove the battery and the clip, but if you just push right down here, it's like, wow, I just disabled your radio that fast. I'm a ninja. I'm a ninja. Let's throw explosives, why don't we? Okay, here's the scary part. This is only held together with just a little bit of plastic and a little bit of pressure. Plastic and pressure. So what we're going to do, and this is only the second time that I've done this. Man, it looks like I'm outside with a shade. There you go. Wearing my new Yesu hat that I got at Huntsville. And Mike, we got to get you to Huntsville sometime. I see Mike's in the room. Who else do we have in the room tonight? Before I do the heavy lifting of peeling this radio apart. Okay, so be nice to hear from you guys. And in a minute, I'll talk about my channel members and how awesome they are in just a few minutes. But we'll get there when we get there. And now we are going to take the back off of this radio. And all you have to do is throw it around, but it'll work, and it's only $27. Yep, he says someday he'll make it. $27. And if you want to buy one of these, I'll get a link in the description after the show, or stream show. We've said, are you going to the show? Talking about Huntsville all weekend long. But what I'm going to do is take and wedge it right in here. and then you just lift, get off camera and lift, and then it does this. And that is how it pops up. So then it just goes. Now you have to be careful. There is a speaker wire connected to the speaker that is going to be in the way. It's going to be tethered. So you do need to be careful with that. And 5VWN, you did this mod a week ago. Yes, I definitely want to do this mod so bad. And I tried this part out before the stream. The rest of this, green behind the ears. But this just pulls right out. The mod is pretty cool. What is coming up next is this little guy. Looks like a paddle. Smells like Indian food. That's what we had for supper. I must have got some of my greasy fingers on it. So as we pull this up, I mean, I'm not taking this off the camera so you guys can see the magic. You just gently slide this out. Gently. Did I say gently? I mean it. Gently. You can lift up on it a little bit and see that there is a speaker cable in there, or 2 speaker wires. All right, I'm gonna put it down so I can pull this out just a little bit. Once it comes apart, I mean, I just had to pull on it, but you can see that speaker wire. That's okay. That's okay. They know us here. It's taped down, so you're gonna have to kind of hang on to it like this. And Billy's over here taking his apart. You want the wedge? This little plastic piece, it's just the guard for your. It can only go one way. Flat side goes out, but we'll let it hang out. Now this is the part where I wish that my GoPro would work, because we have tried and tried and tried again, and we cannot get it to work. So I'm not going to be able to show what I'm doing, sadly. But there is a video out there of another guy that actually gets a really good close-up of this. Are you doing the same thing too? You're going to mod yours tonight?
Absolutely.
We're doing 2 tonight. So maybe
we'll get one right.
Maybe we'll get one right. Hopefully it's mine, not his. So here we go. Yeah, this is going to be great. Let me not lose the pieces to it. So the next part, I'm not going to be able. What I'm going to do, because this is 1992 says they want their web back. I think this will work. Can't see what you're saying, so talk bad about me now. But this next part that you're looking at is the part where I'm scared to death to go at this. But he just pries this off. And I don't believe it. Okay, Billy's going to coach me. He's watched the video more than I have. What do you do? Stick it under here and pry up?
I don't remember.
Oh, Lord. We're in trouble now. That's what we get for trying to do something we don't know anything about. It's just clipped in there. That's the deal. You got to get it to come up without tearing it up. So I'm going to go from the side, since that's the plastic cage. It does. Oh, there it went. Now, this looks like you have to be careful with it too, because there is a ribbon cable. There is a ribbon cable back there that could easily break, and then you'll be in Toyota Prius land. That thing will be jacked. All right, so I'm going to stare at it because I've only watched the video once, and I watched it just enough to know that it existed and where to make the connections. But I figured I would do it myself on my own stream. I'm going to need that again. Here's why we're struggling. The magnet fell out of this, and so it won't stay in. It just slides out. I lost the magnet to it on my kitchen floor, and oh my gosh, that came up so easy. So we're just going to flippity-floppity this backwards. There you go, buddy.
Yep.
And now, I'm going to turn this part right there. You can see the inside of it. Oh, I see y'all typing at me. And it is... I got the camera and the computer screen so tight that I saw another clip by N5VWN. And so we got that. Now, here's our pointer. We have this right here. This is your connector. There's a little blob right there that is the tip, and we'll verify that with the multimeter in just a minute to make sure. But then you go below here, and there is a capacitor. No, it's not a capacitor. It's a resistor. You know,
It's a transmitter.
It's a transistor. Yeah. I'm gonna wind up tearing this radio up because you get in here and everything looks completely different. But it's this one right there. You have to remove that one right there. This is not a good pointer, y'all. Let me see if I can point without dropping this. See this resistor right here is the one that we have to take out. This bottom pad is the one that we need to connect to. So you're going to solder from here, which honestly, now that I'm looking at that, let me shed a little bit of light on there. You know what that looks like? A cold solder joint. It doesn't have solder all the way on the pad. You know what else is interesting? It looks like there's some residue in here from where this thing came across the ocean in a boat. So I got my fact checker over here checking, but this is nasty on the inside. I'm actually quite surprised at how dirty these circuit boards. I mean, what can you say? For $27, do you expect it to be awesome?
It is awesome for $27.
Yeah. Heck yeah. So one of these is the chips you have to change for the memory. I believe it's this one. If you wanted to, it's really not that bad, but I don't feel like doing it. If you get some of that Chip Quick, and that's, I believe it's spelled Chip, Q-U-I-K, you could put solder on both sides of that, and it'll stay heated, and you can lift it right up. But they have all these really teeny tiny, they're like 02, 04s or some junk like that size surface mount parts. They are god awfully tiny. So, did you, were you fact checking?
Yes, well.
There's that. I'm going to go ahead and fire up the soldering iron. The reason that I can remember that this one is it is because it runs from where you're going to solder to a test pad of some sort over here where there might have been a resistor or a capacitor, but it's missing. And Glider Rider, if you see me about to do something stupid, the lag in this video, say something, but it'll be too late. Laughing at my own jokes. That's the size of the tip of my soldering iron. Isn't that annoying?
You don't have a big chisel one?
It's a big chisel now because it's about fell apart.
Oh, from
This is I don't think that my soldering iron tip is grounded. So let's see. I got my info from is that KI7KY something? I think that's exactly what you said. Because my screen's turned down because the GoPro won't work, so we're having to do it the old way. All right, so I believe what you have to do, and if I break it, I could... You know what? Let's get the multimeter out just to make sure. Spell check. KI7 something. I got you. Whoops, you're not supposed to see that. Let me get my multimeter out. My handy dandy multimeter. Now, this is what I get for cleaning up. I'm going to have to actually get up. So in the meantime, I'll let you wonder what this is going to be. Here, multimeter. Come here. Just in case I mess this up and have to put one back, I'm going to check the resistance of the resistor with my resistance tester. Just in case. I don't think I can put this where you can see it, but I'm recording this for posterity's sake. No, this thing sucks at recording. I'll just tell it to you. You can trust that it's going to work. All right, so these measure an awesome 20 ohms because they're broken. Yep, there's a loose connection. Here we go. Let's find out what is this mystery resistor. Guess what? It's 21.5 ohms. Is that just a daggum jumper? Because that's what... Okay. It's 20... It's basically a jumper. All right, so the next... Oh. Get your crap together, Robbie. We also wanted to check with the multimeter. Is this sleeve, this is the sleeve, is the sleeve connected to this pad? Nope, it is not. So we may have to consult the directory on that. Okay, so it's supposed to be connected to there, and it's not. So it's KI7QCF. Did you find it?
I'm all right.
All right. Billy is fact checking. This is what happens when you're not the brainiac behind it. But that is not. I swear he pointed at this one.
Which one?
Right here. Is that the one you're looking at, Billy?
Stand by.
Stand by for news. In the meantime, I am going to swap gears for just a minute, and I'm going to thank these channel members right here because, you know what? Dale Henninger, Whiskey Zero, Delta Hotel Zulu, you're awesome. You're the fan that wants more. Scott Ward. Now, I owe Scott Ward a sticker pack. It's a sticker and maybe a refrigerator magnet. And, I mean, that's where he soldered it. That is where he soldered it.
I even zoomed in. Hang on.
It just... Yeah. That's what we're connected to, y'all. I've looked at it 3 times now. God, this is scary.
It's $27 just to do it.
Yeah, Scott Ward... I'll just take yours if it
Just
breaks.
do mine.
Yeah. Scott Ward, I owe you some stickers, but I have never gotten an email. It's Robbie. No, it's not. That's me. It's YouTube at w1rcp.com. YouTube, spelled out Y-O-U-T-U-B-E, at w1rcp.com. Scott Ward in Lansing, I owe y'all stickers and maybe a refrigerator magnet. And so Billy's doing some serious surgery over here, y'all. I got to meet Michael, Kilo Echo 4 Eastern Standard Time at Huntsville. It was nice to see Michael there, and we all hung out at, what is it called now? Help me out here. At Kilo Echo 8 Papa Zulu November's place, so we all played radio together. Josh, Kilo 4, Lemur, India. Now, I've not heard from Josh in a while. I think the last time I talked to Josh was back in May. But I hope you're doing all right, Josh. I'm doing good. Thank you for your support of the channel in multiple ways. Josh has bought coffee.
Thank you, Josh.
You're the best. And if I didn't say it before, Dale, Scott, and Lansing, and Michael, you guys are also great. We're just going down the list. And then Claude Ray. And now I owe Claude Ray a favor.
Claude Ray.
Claude Ray is the main organizer of Georgia State Parks on the Air, and that's gaparks.org. And at gaparks.org, we do a contest. The main contest is in April, and it is April 18th. It's the weekend of Support Your Parks for Parks on the Air. I actually have a video that I'm working on the audio right now so that I can match the audio with the video, and it sound better than just being in a room full of air. We're working on that video right now of the Huntsville Forum, Georgia State Parks on the Air. Little bit of POTA, little bit of crazy, all in one room. Then Dan, WD4DAN, whom I happened to rep for this weekend, they didn't put my channel name on the channel. They put Dan's, Front End Overlord. And so it's Overload, but I was the Overlord. And so Dan, thank you for your support. And I guess if Dan supports us, we'll give a shout out to Jumbo Marshmallow too. Since you're probably right there. And then Toby. God, I love Toby. Toby has been the member for the longest. 14 months. And these are recent. These are recent dates. She has been the first longest. Then it's Dan. And then it's about a tie between Claude and Dale. And Claude and Dale joined I think they joined the same month, about the same day and same time. So thank you, Toby, for all you do. Toby has supported this channel offline as much as she has online, too. So thank you so much. And maybe this year we won't have a major hurricane, and maybe you can come down south from New Jersey and hang out with us. So now we will return to our regularly scheduled program by making the channels. And you know what? There are other people that support. Billy, Eddie, my wife, their wives. See, the GoPro decided just then. It's like, I'm done with that. All right, so we're back, and we're about to do the fun stuff. I have the soldering iron set to stun for this next thing.
So easy a nurse practitioner can do it.
Nurse practitioner is over here. That's Billy. Okay, so this is not the Solder Smoke podcast. That's a whole nother group of folks. But if you do not need, well, I don't need a magnifying glass. I have bifocals. You may require somewhat of some assistance if you don't see very well. But this is not that bad for me to look at. So what I'm going to do, since I have plenty of Radio Shack, you know how old this is? This goes back years and years and years. I don't know if there's a date on here or not, but I've had this for a long time. But I'm going to use this silver bearing solder to tin my soldering iron. Look at that tip. That children. I'm going to use this silver bearing solder to kind of tin the tip a little bit to get that heat transfer. And I expect to lose this resistor in the blob of solder. But we have got to remove this resistor right here. So what I'm going to do is I feel like there's too much solder on there, so I'm going to dump it. There's not much in the way, but you know what? I can see just fine. I can't keep my hands still. And just like I promised, it is on the soldering iron, burning to a crisp right now. It's gone. There's no going back. You see it right there. Gone. Or you don't see it because friggin' we're on a 240p screen. Okay, now the next part. This is where I bring out my fancy schmancy toys. If this works, this will work. Okay, let's go. Now we're going to strip a wire that needs to run.
Do I need to put on some stripping music?
We're going to go from this point right there to the solder blob just before that point. So I'm guessing that I need about that much wire. It is not a lot. So I'm going to go ahead. This is that silicone wire. It's by BN Tech Go, and it seems to work pretty doggone good. So we've got that end strip. That's more than we're going to need, but I'll show you what I'm going to do to get this get this connected. Now we're going to take this and go snippety snip. I've heard that before. And now we have enough to do Billy's radio if we so choose. You know, I am going to talk a little bit about Arduino tonight, but that's because what I'm going to show you after we get done with this, if you can stick around long enough, is the surprise that I have lined up. So sounds more like the blues than it does strippers music, but these are strippers just in case anybody who's got an ad going or whatever for YouTube doesn't have a conniption fit over it. Now, I tell you what, it would be really nice if I had some solder paste. No, not solder paste, some flux. I had some. I don't know where it is. It got lost in a refrigerator somewhere. But we need to get this to tack.
Can't believe it's not butter. It's solder paste.
It's super sticky.
It's no calorie.
All right. Why is it burning? So I'm going to tin this. I'm going to put my silver bearing solder away because I'm sure that they used lead-free solder in this. That is not solder. We could use this fat stuff. Okay, here we go. It's going to be lead-free solder. This is 0.7% copper, 99.3% tin. So it's going to take a little more heat to get this going. But what I'm going to do is, well, screw it. I don't have my helping hands, and I'm sure as heck not holding that. It's going to get hotter than hot. Here, hold it with these like that, gently. If you cut it in half, you die. I'm going to go ahead and tin this wire first. He's just using the wire cutters just to hold it.
Where'd you get these Temu helping hands at?
The corner. All right, so we're going to tin that bad boy up just a little bit. This is where I'm going to grab it and I'm going to regret it. But this is where having some flux would help this a little bit. But we just need to tack this right here. So what I'm going to do is tin the tip. Tin the tip. And clean it really good. Tin it.
Throw your sack on a limb.
Yeah, I don't know why that didn't get as many views as I thought it would. I thought that was hilarious. We got a short out there, and it's like, I threw my sack over a limb. It's my POTA sack. All right, so here we go. Point of no return. We're going to make a connection.
Nice.
I saw smoke, and I heard clacking, so there's one connection. The light's not showing up very well because of the dadgum shadow. All right, now the next one. The next one.
Gotta get tweezers for my micro dingling.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that or not, but I just did. Now that has got to tack right there without touching this other stuff. So I'm going to go in this direction. I'm going to take this fat tip of a soldering iron and I'm going to push down just like that. And then I'm going to pick up just like that. And action. Now the real question here is,
does it work?
now that we've done all that, does it work? Okay. Now, you carefully watch out for the bends in this. The bends. It's the bends. Yeah, see, there's 2 clips. There's one in the front. That's why I couldn't get it to pop out without using the pry tool. But it's wedged, so it works. Take and gingerly get your fingerprints all over this screen. That's what I have avoided
Helps with the connections.
up to this point. Line those holes up. I'm going to have to finagle it just a smidgen to get those holes to line up. There's one. Scalpel.
Doctor.
Paging Dr. Howard, Dr. Fine, Dr. Howard. If you don't know, that's the Three Stooges. You don't know who the Three Stooges are?
2 of them live here.
I knew Billy would bring some zingers into this thing eventually. I'm so scared that I'm going to break the little plastic tab on this. Is that it? I think that's it.
Don't forget your piece over the jacks.
No, I'm just saying, as far as the screen getting pushed in, that was it. It just snapped.
Yeah.
Made barely a sound. Is that?
Okay.
No, I was saying, is that sticky? I'm trying to keep fingerprints off of the screen. That's why I'm not touching the actual screen. So now, you take that piece that fell off, and you put that back. Really, if it just works like a radio, I wouldn't be too mad if I tore it up. Okay, we're gonna... I just saw something fall out. What is that? My stripper stuff. Found it at a red light. Now we're going to take and feed that back through.
I also found a stripper at a red light one time.
My
That's
army...
when I lived in Orlando.
Yeah, my army days were not as wild as I make them sound. It was actually quite boring sometimes. Then you just take and go... Bam. Now we take and we'll go ahead and put the power... the power and volume back on, which looks to be this way. Make sure it's still off. Antenna, just in case.
Rubber duck.
Angry duck.
Shout out. Angry Duck QRP.
Angry Duck QRP. Is he still here, or did he go play radio again? He might have went to go play radio. And...
Oh, do we have a cable for this?
Yes, I do. I do have one. Hey, Mike is still here. Whack, 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 whack. CW all the way. You don't want to go around sounding like a duck.
It was partly cloudy.
It was partly cloudy.
All right, so 1440500 is 2 meter CW. This is the main reason why I wanted. I focus camera. Make your light so we don't have to.
This is the mic. It's the Quansheng KX 2 meter.
Yeah.
Copyright.
Okay. This is the moment I've been waiting for. I made something, and now I'm going to explain what it is. So, talking about the Arduino, I use the Arduino IDE, and I got a Seed Studio RP2040, and I designed a whole circuit to make an automatic keyer for this radio instead of doing straight key, which doing a straight key is perfectly fine. If you were to take this, plug it in. Let's find out, Billy.
Let's do it.
This is swing and a miss time. You know, somebody hit me up with the swing and a miss last time.
your squelch.
Is that where my...
Turn your squelch off. Top. There you go. Now. It's keyed up.
I lost my side tone.
Alright.
I must have... It's not doing the side tone this time. And that might be a setting. I probably need to RTFM, so... Turn...
I don't mind.
And you don't have your third one? Or a third one? Oh, shoot.
Oh!
That doesn't have 2
Yeah,
meters.
it doesn't have 2 meters.
We have something sitting over there that's pretty cool, but we're not ready for that yet. It does work, but we don't have anything that we can hear the dits and the dahs. But
It should do it on that. There's a setting. There's a setting that you
yeah, I gotta go RTFM.
But it's keyed up.
But you see that it's keying up. If I turn the squelch, well, my computer's so daggum noisy that... Wait a minute. I know why. I'm not in CW mode. That's why. It's only...
Swing and a miss!
Swing and a miss! Okay, welcome to my house. This is all of the crap that's in my house. Let's go to 4440500. That's much better.
Nice.
Whoops. I have to put my call sign out because I done it now. All right, so like anybody's going to hear that around here anyways, right? But just in case. Now, here's the reason why I did this mod. One, the radio's getting louder and louder and louder as the noise of the computer gets louder. Uh-oh. Let me hear it. Swing and a miss. The connections are wrong on my circuit board. Well, that's why it's a prototype. Now, it does work. I probably just need to figure it out and do some jumpers on the circuit board. With this mod, I did not look up. But regardless of that, you see the light blinking? This is an Automagic keyer. And my goal is to make it to work with this mod so that instead of sending straight key, you can send... this is set up, it works with the Yaesu FT710. It does work with that. It'll work with any radio. It just connects tip to sleeve. But obviously, this one's a little bit different. So I got to figure that out. What kind of connector am I going to need to do that? Oh, we got a Billy Houston who's putting thumbs up. So that's a slight disappointment on my part. But Billy already came through in the clutch with... I said thank you to W1RCP, and you can't adjust this at all, can you? I think this is just set where it's set. I guess you could like wedge something in there if you didn't want as much travel. just checking out this little camel style key. It's 3D printed. It's got some nice contacts inset in it. Like, it's very well done. Very well done. Like, not like a burnt steak, but just well done. Okay. Well. Anyways, I'll figure out what I need to do for this. I may have to make some kind of jumper. What if I didn't push it in all the way? That's what she said moment. Nah.
Nope.
Nah.
Strike two.
Well, you know, if you do the same thing over and over expecting different results, you're a nut bar. Okay, so the mod worked. It is 9:26. Yeah, we're about to do it again. We have a whole nother radio taken apart over here. We're about to do it one more time. Probably won't do it on the stream. We didn't make it as far as we thought we were going to make it. I expected there to be fireworks at the end, but they were duds. Such is the life hanging out with me, is sometimes you have to go learn more. So I'm going to, I've got another, I'll show you. I have this. This is my test piece of wire. And with this test piece of wire, heck, we could do this live right now. Instead of making you wait, thank you so much for the congrats. I appreciate it. I'm glad you hung around with us. It's nice having some folks in the room. So I'm supposed to be starting an Arduino whole setup. And so with that, this is what got me fired back up, is playing with the RP2040, which is not low power at all. I thought that it would have a nice sleep mod. I had to modify this to put a power switch on the side so that I can turn it on and off. If you could get your fingers on it. So you can turn it off and then it saves power. It's rechargeable. There's a battery underneath. You can charge it through the same USB that you could program it. And it's fully, like, you can do whatever you want with this. I'm going to eventually make where it's all open source for the most part. I don't think you can go half open source. So it will be open source. As far as the software that I'm using the firmware is just written in regular old C language for the Arduino and the RP2040. Download a couple libraries, a couple of other support material, and bam, you've got a totally programmable key. But back to this. So interestingly enough, I cut the squelch off. That's what I did. I got tired of hearing it. So what we can do is go find what two wires key it and what two wires don't. Well, obviously none of these wires do, because guess what? They're all soldered together.
Strike three.
No, this stuff is
This stuff is
super stupid thin, and has these all have a coating on them. There's a ground cable that I'm trying to untwist because I twisted them all together like a dummy because I got mad at it. I was trying to do something else with this cable and then said, you know what, forget it. And I was going to throw it away, and then I said, you know what, I don't throw things away because there may be a day that I'll need it. Today just happens to be that day. But it is very difficult to get continuity through these. So I am going to use pliers. We're going to use pliers to kind of pinch these together and see if we can find which two key the radio. All right, so out of 1 and 2, it's a no-go. So let's try 1 and 3. All right, 1 and 3 seem to do it. Let's look at 1 and 4. All right. Now, let's try 1 and 2 didn't work. What about 2 and 3? Nope. What about 2 and 4? Do y'all catch what I'm doing yet? Okay. Those two together don't do it. So far it's 1, 3, and 4. If I had my guess, this is the second contact, the second ring, and then you have, so it's tip, ring, ring, sleeve. That's my guess. Let's try 3 and 4 together. It's really hard to finagle these little teeny tiny wires. All right, so 1 and 1. These 3 are the ones that I need to figure out. So I'm going to cut this one off because I don't need it. So we slide that over and we go, goodbye. Okay. Now what we're going to do is find out what is 1, 3, and 4 on the connector itself using the multimeter. I think that is my problem. I think that if I could disconnect it in one of these cables maybe. Ain't no way I'm going in there to do surgery on it. But let's get our multimeter over here. I know Billy is probably itching to get to the hizzle because it's 9:30 Eastern. So, sleeve. I don't believe it was sleeve, but which one is going to wind up being, say it again, the sleeve. That is not sleeve. There it is. So that is sleeve, which is usually your ground. Something makes me think on my circuit board, this is the second ring, and I believe that's the one that I cut. And I made it real short so I didn't mess with it, but let's see. Nope. 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 First ring should be either this one. It's not that one. Somebody is blowing my phone up in the middle of this stream. That's tip. Well, that one set off the fireworks, but I can't get it to connect. Second ring. It must be the second ring. It's just dirty. You can see that I'm moving it. So this one is not connected. This is tip, second ring, sleeve. Okay. So now that I know what they are on here, where'd you go, buddy? Now I can use that as an experiment to figure out. Ah, that's it. I just figured it out. You need a 4 conductor. Did anybody else guess that you would need a 4 conductor instead of a 3 conductor? That's the problem. Because it keys on both of these. So let's do it again. Let's figure out again as we're looking. One more again. So we got tip. I want to know which one's the tip. Where's the tip? I need some help. All right, this one's tip. This one doesn't like to play nice, but that's it. That's ring. This one's sleeve. Tip, ring, sleeve. Plugging it in. Y'all ready for this? Let's see. This is so much fun. It's like watching grass grow, isn't it, y'all? Problem.
Quack.
Quack, quack. I believe that is the problem, is that it is shorting those two together in the radio, and that is why it's constantly transmitting. So you need some kind of 4 conductor so that it doesn't connect to those two together. So on this one, it's a tip ring sleeve. Well, there's a second ring that can go where this sleeve is. It's shorting them together in the radio, and that is why it's doing the transmit with my keyer. So if I can get a 4-pin extender, it should work with the Quansheng. Now, if you wanted to use this with a regular radio, it's good out of the box. If your radio doesn't have a keyer. But I will not list this. I will not list this for sale on my website at w1rcp.com until I have it working with the Quansheng, which is the original reason why I bought it. Most of us have modern radios, and having modern radios, we don't need stuff like this. Unless you just want to jack around with it and make something cool and say, cool, I made that. Cool, I edited that. Cool, I modified that. You know, whatever you want to say. So you can hear the switches rattling in it. You can hear it has a solid click, which might drive you nuts. It might not. But hey, we have reached the end of this stream. I want to thank the channel members again for your support. We threw that up earlier. I'm going to throw that up again while I'm cleaning up. But thank you so much, channel members. We will get to the Georgia State Parks on the Air thing later this week. And wait. Remove cover, please. Are you talking about like hang on a minute. Let me get back to where I was. You may not be talking about this at all, but are you talking about showing my bald noggin? It's so bright. So, what cover are you talking about? We just removed covers. We're about to do another surgery off stream. So, hey, thank you guys for joining in. It's been fun hanging out tonight. I'll try to find a time that works for everybody for streaming stuff. It just so happened that I was itching to do this mod and said, well, let me just fail with, you know, oh. On the new one's upside down. We can't do that yet.
What are we doing?
He said that my call sign's Whiskey 1, remove cover, please. It should be remove cellophane, please. Actually, I have. We just got ourselves. I just removed. You're right. We did remove the cover. We had a good peel off of something. I did a short on my phone. I have it ready to go. But I do have this one peeled off. Eddie and I just discovered this weekend, if you look at your new Quanshengs, they do have a cover on them. And that cover is almost permanent. Almost. We did manage to get it to come off. All right, so thank you guys. Glider Rider, I think you win tonight. Now, there's been so many comments. Your call sign's not there anymore. N5 VWM, was it? Let me go back up and find you. And holy cow, I did it. It is N5 VWN. Hey, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Mike Roberge, you keep doing what you're doing and have fun with what you're doing that's not what you want to be doing. it doesn't last forever, you know that time frame. Who else do we have tonight? Billy Houston. You did chime in on your own live stream. So, hey, thanks again to the members. That's what we're going to end on tonight, are these channel members. Thank you for your support. It helps me to do crazy stuff. It keeps the channel going. I mean, I do it just for the heck of it. I have for years, but it seems like here lately I've gained just a itty bitty teeny tine of traction. So thank you to Dale and Scott and Lansing and Michael and Josh and Claude and Dan and Toby and Billy and Eddie. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a great evening. 73 from South Georgia, where it's hot every day and muggy as crap. And that has not stopped us yet from playing POTA. Good night, 73.